Welcome to the Corona Cast. We about to do a freestyle. 3xG boys about to make it worth their while. Jersey Briscoe is about to introduce himself. Drop a rap, tell him what you're all about.
Yeah, I like to ramp energy, bro. Yeah.
I can't with you people.
Jose, ping pong to you, bro. What you got?
My name is Josie. God means baby. I play baby because I run. I don't know how to rhyme. Well, I suck. But English is not my first language, so I can excuse. Yeah. Jesus, take the wheel. Jesus, take the wheel.
Saw, dude. Name is Chad, bro. Mill my cards off my deck, dude. You'll never live past turn 2, dude. Past turn to Pat, bro.
I'm done with all of you.
What is up, fam?
Pat, you're supposed to drop the mic after the verse.
The vibes
This is
are...
our
You
first.
say the verse and then you drop the mic.
I'm too white for this crap. Are you kidding me?
You are, bro. You are from Jersey. What are you talking about?
You're from Jersey.
I know.
And you listen to all these rap too? Like, what?
Actually, yeah, rap is probably the...
What are you talking about?
Sitting in the car with Pat in Columbus, Ohio, and having him play Mona Lisa by Lil
I
Wayne.
know.
Probably one of my favorite memories of all time.
Guys, I apologize.
We played Tech 9 for that the last time we hung out.
I have to apologize on the name of the 3xG family. That was very, very hard to watch. But
Nobody knew what was happening.
It was hard to be a part of it.
That was total freestyle.
That was...
I can tell. It was awful.
that was exactly how we planned it, though. So you're welcome.
Yes.
Plan?
Let's get this party started, boys.
We planned by
Boys,
not
Let's
planning.
go. Tell us
I'm
how
gonna
to
be.
broadcast.
Oh yeah. So first, let's get proper introductions. We got everybody on the house here. Jose, wave, Jose. Matthew brushes, Coombs. Hello.
Saw, dude.
Side dude.
This
We got Patrick O'Neill, and the fridge.
and the
Pay no attention to the fridge.
There's a fridge.
Then we got Richard Zapp. Hello.
Dude,
And your boy, Frisco. Let's get this episode started. Hot.
That was like
Episode.
the most quietest hype I've ever seen any human.
This would happen.
Let's get this
Frisco is no
voice.
longer allowed to be the hype man. Jose is just like...
Dude,
I got a baby. All right.
it's the Chester Bennington effect, which you sound like you're so loud, but you're actually only breathe.
Yeah. So that's why I can't be as loud as I typically would be, but I got the energy. You know what I mean? You got the energy. You know, I can't go full Chad. So we got some good previews. We got the SCRs for set 10. Finally, we're gonna dive in. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get familiar with them. Let's talk about Gogeta SS4. It's the
Bad
black
card. Bad
SCR.
card.
Oh, it's bad.
Horrible card. Horrible card.
Okay.
People are saying horrible card.
Oh, you're saying people are saying it's a horrible.
Terrible card.
So
Unplayable. Unplayable.
should we let's recap what the card does. So it's 5 energy. You get to untap 2, draw 2. They have to discard 2 cards, or I think warp 2 cards. They have to choose 2 cards in their battle area, put them in the warp, and you can't play any battle cards until that card's gone.
And you can't
So you
combo
all
cards.
put your
with
fingers
him.
in
And
there.
you can't combo it when it's
And
in warp.
he's unaffected by spells as well.
And he's
Don't
unaffected by spells.
they have enough abilities? Bad.
I think I recapped the card pretty well. And I think all your energy has to be monocolored or the same multicolor energy.
Same color. Same color.
It is 10 colorless to play the card. To use the activate main on the card, which gets you all of those effects.
Yep.
You have to have 5 energy of the same color. Which, as far as I know, we don't have the ruling on whether or not multicolor counts. I'm going to assume if it's all monocolor, but I don't know.
So I can start off with my thoughts, but first let's go round table. Jose, I want to hear your thoughts first.
I was saying that he's bad with all the sarcasm in the world. I think he's fantastic. I think he does it all. I think the fact that he just also replaces itself, it's a very low risk card to play.
Yes.
And I mean, it's Gogeta 4, so it has to be broken. Has to do everything. I like that it doesn't have deflect, so that makes it more bearable. And it can be removed too, so it doesn't have.
Quick
the
note
barrier.
for the card: it doesn't have deflect, but you get all the effects regardless if they use Frost Deadly Poison on it, because it's the abilities activate from hand.
Yeah.
Just like Janemba SCR.
Yeah. So but yeah, so like you can still deal with him is my point.
Yeah.
It's like, so it's not
Well,
so
note,
yeah.
note that he can't be removed from the field by skills, which means that
You can swing at him.
anything. Yeah, I guess. But if you're
It's
buff
a
enough, to swing at
45K, bro.
45K,
This guy with Victory Strike is the highest battle card in the game.
You can debuff him, bro.
You know,
You forget that there's
factual
a
information.
unison.
You can swing at him, and you can win the battle, and it can go in the drop area and result of it. Yes.
Sick.
I mean, you can debuff him, right?
Yes, you can shrink him.
Exactly. So that you can remove him.
Sick.
Just play Shenron Unison. Easy.
Revenge Death Ball, dude.
Easy, bro. But guy's bad, bro.
What's your thoughts, Matt?
I think that the biggest drawback to the card is that once you play it, you can't play any more battle cards. I think is the thing that if you don't already have a well-established board and it's your only threat that you play, I feel like that alone will lock you out of so many games. Because it's just like if you don't have a board and you play this card on turn 5 because you think it's like really powerful and going to win you the game, it's not, because the attack can just be negated, and then you can't play any battle cards for the duration of the turn. So I think the card's great when you're trying to finish a game because it kind of gets you that momentum of like you draw 2 cards, your opponent loses 2 cards, they lose 2 battle cards, you untap 2, so you can go for game. But I think other than when you're trying to win the game, I don't think the card is like that great because of the restriction of not being able to play cards.
I think at that point, I see a different way in that sense. I think you go into the unison finisher, really, after him. Because you have no restriction with the unisons, right?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, though, you're reducing the amount of attacks that you're going to have on a single turn, which is the only... which just makes it drastically worse.
Yep.
Zapper, your thoughts?
Yeah. I'm definitely closer to Jose's stance than Matt's stance, mostly because I think the majority of decks have ways to still utilize their energy. If you're in blue, which I think the mono blue decks, this is the card that is going to be most appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
You have Gotenks Unison, you have SS3 Gogeta Unison, and you can still play behind it, which gives you plenty of steam.
It's amazing with Vegeta Leader.
Mm-hmm.
Like being able to have your Unison, play this for 5, untap 2, and then you still have 2 energy to give your Unison triple strike is pretty busted.
Yeah, or Soul Striker, and you can go...
No, I was going to say that it's pretty funny that we were saying that blue needed a finisher, and this card seems tailored to be the finisher that blue needed.
Yeah, agreed. Yellow has Goku Ape. Yellow has the two
Every color has Goku.
Yeah, but yellow in particular. So, and then you have Mechikabura if you want to have an alternative win condition. Green has Zarbon, or I guess you can't play Zarbon, but you can Rib 2, make him discard some cards after the fact. You can Roshi and pick up the gates. Like, there's still ways you can utilize your energy. So in some decks, that drawback is going to be somewhat negligible. In others, there's definitely going to be other routes to go with Black Smoke Dragon or with a more leader-specific SCR. I think it is better than the majority of SCRs in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick, your thoughts?
I'm right there with Jose, I think, and Zab. I might take it like a step further. I actually think it's probably in the top 5 or so SCRs in the game. I think it's really, really good. The drawback doesn't even really feel like a drawback because I feel like on turn 5, like if you're playing the secret, you basically think you should be closing the game out on it. You can't really stop the abilities because of what we just talked about. It activates from the hand, so you're almost always going to get max value off the card. The card is the biggest battle card in the game. The card is a triple striker, so like that's a ton right there. And it's the big thing I think that, I guess maybe it's obvious, but it's playable in like everything. Like almost every deck can utilize the card. Like the card's power level is like as good or better than Power of Patara. That's how I see it. I think it's just like a better version of Power of Patara, and that card was already very good when it came out. So I don't really see, I think I would probably take Cell Xeno and Negative Balls for the most part over it in in certain decks, but a lot of other decks like that they can't utilize those two effectively. This is like definitely a contender for first in line.
Perfect. Yeah, I guess I have similar thoughts with that. I think it's actually a really good card. I think if you do have a lot of ways to utilize your energy, not even a scratch. You have apes, you have rebrand, depending on the deck. It definitely gives blue a little bit of help with having another finisher because mono blue literally had no good 5-drop at all in the deck unless you're like blue yellow and then
We had a turn 5, but it got banned.
Yeah, I know, right? Exactly. It's sad because like I blue actually needs.
What do you mean,
Veggie
dude?
to
Your
7
turn
right
5 play. Your turn 5 play is Path to Infinite to Boucher Obuni and then play an
now.
Obuni.
Exactly.
That's your 5 energy.
Now it is.
No. We Goku hit to Path to the Infinite to Goku hit to Path to the Infinite to UI. That's my turn 5 play.
There you go, baby.
Sick.
The only thing I wanted to say negative of the card, the art was a little bit underwhelming.
Really? I think the art's fantastic.
I expected something else because I compared with the other SERs.
Really? I think it's the best looking one.
I think the angle. I think the angle it could have been better.
Yeah, I think
the line art. I think the line art's the best on it. I think it looks like way
But
higher.
bro, it's a vanilla SCR.
Could you imagine, dude, if it was just like a 70k? Like just no effects. Like it's just
Shout out
70k.
to Mighty Striker Son Gohan.
It's just like a 3-drop 70k. No
R.I.P.
other effects.
Cool.
So let's talk about the next one. The next one we're going to talk about. We're actually going to go in order of when they were kind of previewed. We'll go with Gotenks next. So Gotenks is a yellow secret rare. He will be errata to reduce the cost in his hand by up to 4. So it'll potentially just cost 4 yellow, and it'll be reduced by every 15k battle card, 15k power battle card in the drop area, and then he can't be removed. He negates all skills of battle cards like King Gogeta, and then if you somehow remove him from the battle area with a skill, you get to blow up all energy and battle cards that are in rest mode at that time.
Yes.
And then he's double strike, and I think that's it.
It's double strike, 40k.
Yeah. I think guys kind of recapped it pretty well. We'll go reverse way. Patrick, thoughts?
Man, don't start with me on this one.
Reverse your first, Frisco.
Fine, I'll go first.
Yeah.
Got it.
I think the card is very good. I think 4 yellow. I don't know because a lot of yellow decks want to go into another color right now. I like to go into blue, and then it's gonna really. And the hard thing about playing Machuca Cabra in the deck was because it's 4 yellow and it has to be your turn 4 thing. But with the yellow secret, if it's not, you're gonna put yourself in a vulnerable spot because the card's just not gonna win you the game right there. And unless you somehow save your untapped 2 with it, you might find yourself in a losing position after playing the card because it could just literally ignore it and go more lower to the ground and just kill you that way, rather than just like, oh, I got this big bomb in my hand, I'm just gonna play it and just try to win the game. You just have to switch strategies, and as long as your deck can utilize that, you should be able to play around the card.
I'm really conflicted on this card. Like, from a design perspective, it's infuriating me. I hate energy destruction effects. Like, I hate them. And the fact that it has like a skill drain built into it is like majorly headache inducing. But it's like you said, it's 4 hard yellow. It doesn't close the game out immediately. Like, yellow is pretty bad in terms of energy efficiency in the later parts of the game. Like, the first couple of turns, their cards are pretty good. But like later on in the game, like it's pretty bad, which is why you usually see people pair it with blue. I don't think you can really do it that well with this card. So guess I'm conflicted because like the card reads really busted, but it doesn't just win you the game like every other secret that we have. I guess like aside from like negative energy balls, right? But that's basically free. So I don't know. Jury's out on this one. I'd have to actually see where it is. Like it's either going to be really busted or awful. I don't really think there's much of a middle ground with this one.
Richard.
I think much like the other 3 SCRs we're going to talk about, Series 10 seems to be going in a different direction, where previously it was you get to 5-ish energy and you get privileged to play this card. that 90% of the time just wins you the game. And instead, they seem to be changing it to where that percentage goes from like 90 to 70, but in exchange, you get the versatility of the card being relevant sooner. So in the case of Gotenks, you're playing your SCR on 4 opposed to 5. That means that if you're on the play, when you play this card, your opponent has 3 energy. That's impactful. I don't think that it's going to close games out as frequently as other SCRs, but that's not the point of it. I feel like it's supposed to be a bridge, middle of the lane card. I love how playable it is in Yellow Gohan. That's always been a little pet project of everybody on the teams. That leader being able to mill your 15Ks and then mill the leader and then awaken and use your leader ability to pull it back from your drop or to resolve it a second time in the same game. Muy delicioso. Other than that...
That's very nice. It's very fluent. I like it.
Thank you. Other than that, I think it's really pretty.
Yeah.
I think it's really pretty. And
Sweet.
And Gotenks is pretty BA, so all in all, I'm pleasantly content.
All right, Matthew, your thoughts?
I think it's, I think
Well,
it's.
you're being a negative Nancy again.
I just, it's not a secret rare that's going to come down and win you the game. And testing more and more in this format, I appreciate energy efficiency and actions per turn over everything. And this card does the opposite, the antithesis of that.
Oh, so you like your free secret rares? We get it.
Yeah, I would 100%. I would 100% just snap play sell Zeno over this card in any yellow X strategy because that card comes down. I get it a turn later, on turn 5, but it also makes your opponent discard 3 random cards, has quadruple strength,
It's like a dual attack. You're not wrong. It's a way better.
And deflect. And then question: Does Gotenks have barrier?
Not that I'm aware of, no, but it ignores it self barriers because you negate all battle card skills.
But what if you get Slumber Strike, bro?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So what if I just like Father Son? Like,
oh yeah, there's the answer.
Like a blowout.
There's a one.
Nice 4 energy, bro.
Yeah, play it against Dredge Q, see what happens, bro.
Yeah, I just don't.
Dredge Q just crits 2 life.
Yeah, I don't.
But when you remove it, you destroy all your energy.
I know, but I lose 1 energy for a Father Son.
Yeah, you traded 4 energy
like
for
Dredge,
your turn.
or Dredge Q, you just negate on tap on your turn, activate during your main phase, no drawback.
Exactly. So I don't like secret rares. I mean, because I've been programmed from this game to only play secret rares that win me the game. I don't like choosing to play a secret rare that doesn't fulfill like a specific role that isn't winning me the game. So I
love it. The greed.
Yeah. I think the card is beautiful, but I think the card is medium at best, if not disappointing, for what you'd expect a top end card in the Gotenks archetype to do.
Y'all can't have everything. Y'all can't have everything, bro.
Oh no, I agree.
I'm closer with Matt's opinion because, like I said, it's either super busted or.
Right. Let me ask you this: so you're playing a mono yellow strategy that cannot reasonably support Cell Zeno. You just don't think you can get 12 energy worth of guys to work consistently.
But why?
The only 4 drops
you're not playing Bardock, you're not playing Borgalos.
Okay, so
here's my next bet.
Okay, so I'm playing a not good deck.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Zap.
Zap is like, I hate all of you. Yeah, you can see it in his face.
So you determine that you can't support Cell Zeno in your semi-competitive deck,
For what
and
reason?
you have to pick between SS4 Gogeta, negative Dragon Balls, and Gotenks in the current format.
I'm
Are you
picking
taking
SS4.
balls.
I'm taking either the balls or SS4 Gogeta.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'll take the balls because I don't want to die to Echo, or I'll take
okay.
Gogeta because it's a better
A
closer.
good thing to note, I know we kind of alluded this a little bit, but if Dredge Coup becomes, more meta, SS4 becomes more relevant just because it's always a body that's on board that Dredge Coup can't deal with. So it's like, hey, I can only get my 1 battle card, but it's going to stick and it's coming at you every turn. You know what I mean? So, and
It's
Dredge Coup
beautiful
probably,
artwork.
No, bro. The leader kills himself and only draws 1 card per turn. Not good.
you got me, bro.
Forget about it.
That, bro.
Jose, your thoughts on the Gotenks SCR?
I I feel like the card used to do more things. I think that they saw it at one point. It's like, going down. Let's take out the triple strike and make it double strike. You know, yeah, it feels like it got touched up.
Yeah.
Love the art though. I don't see me playing it because Cell exists. I am very excited that nobody's gonna play it because I might be able to get a hold of it.
I don't think it's really unplayable. I do appreciate the fact that it does cost 4 energy for a 40k body. I think if you could somehow save your awakening with it on the play, it sees a lot more merit. Because leaving 2 energy up and then having the control aspect of the card probably does feel pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love the art though. It's one of my favorite looking cards so far.
I agree. I think it's beautiful.
Doesn't it look like SS3 leader, like the OG kind of? He's like
exactly.
SS3.
Yeah, like when he got realized, like, wait a minute, it's a Goku? Wait, what?
On the subject of the art, maybe it's just me. I actually think of the 3 SCRs in the set, it is the worst looking one.
I'm out. Well, good night, Scruff fam. I'm out.
All right. We got the last, most controversial secret rare of Series 10. The worst one. Not
no,
really.
There's two more. Remember, there's another one.
I know. Just of Series 10. There's another one that's... I get it. We got another one that's a promo. It's coming to chat. We'll talk about it, okay? But I'm talking about the Mass Satan. All right? Talk about the Mass Satan. He's a mono...
Mass Singer?
Mass Satan.
No, he's a Mass Singer. Yes, you got me, Pat. So he is the Mass Saiyan secret rare. He is a mono green secret rare. He has 2 functions of the card. One that can be used as early as turn 1. When the card is in the combo area, he costs 1 to combo with. You can remove him from the combo area from the game, and then you can blow up any battle card ignoring barrier at that time. So it's like you get your Shigesh Local Brawn back per mat.
Spending more energy, bro. No bad.
Just only 1 energy.
Dunk on him, bro.
Then he has another function of the card that is a little bit weaker, but it's 5 green energy. You play him from your hand. He gets dual attack, triple strike, 40k body. Which is a little bit weak. Yeah, I know, right? It's like, wow.
It's terrible in the face of the massive sacred disbelief.
You know what? It's not quadruple strike, dual attacks.
So I know we're gonna have a lot of thoughts on this because the initial reaction of the public of the Facebook group was that it was terrible bad, and then I know we're gonna probably think the exact opposite. Jose, you go.
I love the utility, man. It's just a secret rare that you can keep it from the beginning and and use it. It's usable from turn 1. Of course, you're not gonna use it on turn 1, but you can use it from the beginning. So you can pop anything, no questions asked. I like it. Yeah, the activate main is like cherry on top, but it's a remove anything card. It's your Shugesh. You're one of Shugesh for 1 energy. I like it a lot. I love the art though. It's cool. Chaos, like destruction, like everywhere. Like I like cards like that. That you can barely tell what's going on. Yeah, love the utility, especially in green because green needs utility cards. Like green is very. This set made it better, but now it's only more into the hand destruction corner. Yeah, no, I like the card. But not necessarily because as a finisher, just as a utility card. You're basically almost like a Ghost Strike Beers kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or less energy.
Yep. Matthew.
So I'm a big fan of cards that completely warp the narrative of any game that you're playing. And the existence of this card makes it so your opponent can never go for a game with a battle card. They can't. They can't. If they ever go for a game,
green leader at least.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If the existence of this card, if your opponent either has the feeling you're on it or they know you have it, that changes the dynamic of the game completely for both you and them. Like, so cards that do that are already really powerful, and this card just happens to have the upside of also being able to be played for 5 to also help you win a game when you're already playing a strategy that's trying to deplete your opponent's hand size anyway. So I'm either going to be able to kill any threat in the game, or I'm going to be able to dwindle my opponent's resources down and then play this to try and win the game. It's almost like a third copy of Rubrian 5, but better.
Bro, I see it this way because the thing is that it's green, right? If it would have been a different color, maybe the conversation changes. But it falls on on Dredgeku, right?
Yeah.
Imagine when they're trying to put pressure with this big body to make you try and spend 2 lives. Like, oh no, I'll spend 1 energy. Pop it.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, it would be a feel bad moment.
Oh,
One aspect of the card, and not saying it loses any value of it, but it's funny that you can actually pick the card in the combo area with Bardock or with Brawly Tragedy Unfold before the effect could go off, which would be another feel bad thing, but that's just a funny thing.
Mono green leader only.
Yeah, but if your opponent has
I
an or Brawly and they pick it in the combo area, yeah.
Well, you know, unless you're turn player, you go first. You have to be offensively if you want to pop something.
Mm-hmm.
And then it wouldn't work.
Against those cards, yeah.
Zap, here you go.
Yeah. I rate 8 out of 8. Great 8. No bait.
Why 8?
Because it rhymes.
And it costs 8. Oh, I get it now. Sorry.
I'm a huge fan of it. It really reminds me of the whole, like, the rock, paper, scissors level of competition. Like, it's a perspective I've always taken, where you have, like, your average players, and then your a level above that, these would be people that would consistently, like, top events, and then you have this level on top of that of people that would, like, regularly be able to win events. And the rock, paper, scissors theory is effectively the top tier has a very firm understanding of what the second tier players tend to do. They tend to play test against them, and they tend to capitalize by taking advantage of those common traits. And then the good players, they tend to beat the average players because they don't have as much awareness of what's going on. But then sometimes the lowest tier, they can take games off of those players that would win events because they do these really strange, unorthodox plays that throw everything off. Like, so I'm going into a tournament, and I am playing against a mono green leader, round 1. Because I play the game enough that I know that card exists, I have to respect it over the entire game 1 until I see evidence that they have another SCR.
Right.
And that is so cool to me. But at the same time, if you're at that top level, you can take it. You can take it a step, a level above that, and say, I'm not going to play an SCR, or I'm going to side deck my SCR, and I'm going to force my opponent to respect it the entire time, even though I don't have it in the deck. And the fact that they'll never see that information means they can never fully, play, or they're playing around it to no benefit.
Yeah, man, you never didn't have it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Never didn't have it.
You virtually had it the whole time.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Never didn't have it.
Yeah. And then that gets crazier still because you can apply that logic to Swiss, but usually in top cuts, you know what deck your opponent is playing. So now you can't take advantage of that at the toppest level. So there's like so many meta tiers above it, and I love it. But yeah, this is a card that I almost always want in my hand, and I rarely feel bad about having it in my hand. And there's plenty of times that SCRs feel bad or cloggy in my hand. I don't know if I've ever been more enthusiastic about the card. Not even so much for the effect, but as much as for what it does for play testing and playing at a high level in a tournament while that card exists.
Yeah, Series 10 is such, like, in my experience so far in all the testing, and I'm starting to become more enamored with it because as formats evolve and I start to find the truths of any given format, it's becoming such a tempo-based format. Like, being on tempo and disrupting tempo are the most important things, and having access to a 1 energy tempo swing feels so good. Like, just having a highly versatile card that you can use for 1 energy, and that's one of the things, like, trying to fill out your curve. Like, you'll notice a lot of turns you have 1 energy left over or 2 energy left over, and you want to try and find cards that fill that spot, and this SCR is perfect because it fills the 1 and the 5. Like, it's awesome.
Yep. Perfect. Patrick, your thoughts, my friend?
Okay, I mean, I feel like you guys hit everything or a lot of things I want to say, but I'll go on record right now and stake my credibility. I think it's the best SCR in the game.
Ooh.
Straight up from many other. Yeah.
Pat, I need top 5 SCRs in the game right now. Go.
Okay, right now, including
right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right
this is Massan, Celzino, Balls, Gogeta,
Which Gogeta? Well, there's
Gogeta,
yeah,
S-
which Gogeta?
yeah, Gogeta SS4, and then if I
Okay.
had to pick another one, I don't know, because Blue Green's just not good right now. I would probably go with maybe Power Matara. Actually, no, we'll go Scramble. Scramble's probably better.
Scrambles. Okay. Now
I
you
mean,
can
that's
continue on with your
definitely number 5.
No set 2
Oh.
Vegito Blue. Oh.
Oh yeah.
The
So,
first
so,
one.
so
The heck, bro?
the,
Blue card.
the big drawback for a secret rare is usually you only have one, so you might not see it. And usually, if you do see it in your opener, you keep it, and then it sits in your hand and does nothing on you. This card is relevant at every single point in the game, in almost every single matchup. And then on top of that, I think it's fair to say, of all 5 of these gentlemen, I've probably used Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta the most, correct?
I would agree.
Because that's okay. So the number one knock I see on Facebook about this card is that it's just a bad SS4 Vegeta. Okay, so SS4 Vegeta, most of the time when I play it, I use it defensively because using it offensively is awful. So first off, yeah, so it is actually awful because one, when your opponent knows that you have it, right? Like we've talked about the whole spiel about whether or not you have it or you don't have it. If they know you have it and they know you're trying to kill you with it, they can good players can sense the aggression because you have to arrival it. They can sense the aggression like right away. Like
and
if
those
you
start
make
dumping
like
negates.
yeah, exactly. If you make like a really like if it's like do or die time, right? Like it's turn 5, it's do or die time for you to close the game. They'll just like negate things, and then if you overextend or you make this unorthodox attack, they read it and you get punished really bad for it. On top of that, not only again is it a battle card that opens a counter window, it opens a counter window in combat. Do you have any idea how many things now like you get like Samasu Sacred Display like completely wrecks you defensively, like absolutely tanks the card. So everybody's like, oh, but it's worse than Vegeta. Well, because it actually can be played during a main phase without telegraphing it, and you could properly set it up. I don't care that it doesn't have critical. It's more likely to connect.
Yep.
So, like, it's just good always. It is good in your opening hand, and it is good as a closer. There's not a time where it is not relevant. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, balls are good early, and they're really good in an aggressive format like we have now. And then you have things like Celzino, which are great in the mid to late game as a closer. This card does both. That's why, in my opinion, it is the best secret in the game. Because it is the most I want it always. It's the only secret rare I can honestly say I always wanted it.
Something I want to build on what you're saying, Pat. I agree with you. And the fact that people are saying that Vegeta is better as a character, yeah, because I'm a Vegeta fan. But like the card takes 5 times more energy
It's too
to use it.
expensive. I don't want to pay
To
for
do the same
it.
effect.
Yeah.
And you have to spend a blue and a green to rival him on top of that.
You need
Oh,
you need to do 2 blue.
Yeah,
You need three. You need three. You need.
No.
you
I'm
need
saying like cards
three
from your
blue
hand.
and 2 green.
Cards
Oh,
from your hand.
yeah,
But you also
yeah,
need a
cards
blue
house
and
in your
you
hand,
need to
yeah.
combo.
Correct.
So you go -3, plus you have to spend 5 energy.
Yes,
And
it's
you
easier
have to
count.
play
It's
dual
easy-
color.
It is. Your opponent gets 3 opportunities to counter it as a finisher, and it costs you a minimum of 2 cards from your hand. Like,
Simple math, bro.
Yeah, I don't think I have much to add on the card. Well, I'll keep my part short. I think the only thing that we didn't mention is that it actually hurts Invoker a little bit because they have another, like, green dexers have a way to get Vegeta off the board without actually committing any side deck space to it. So that kind of feels bad for any Invoker decks that they automatically have an out, and if they get it, it puts you behind. So just a side note on that.
And by the way, the Vegeta. Let's say that the Vegeta and they let you play the Vegeta. When you swing the first time, kill it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll get my value on my 19K, like, boom.
Sit
Don't
down.
wake up the
Yeah.
sun.
I don't know. Like, I don't want to like hyperinflate the price of the card. But it's a secret, so it's probably already going to be. But like, if green is really good, which it is, this card will see play.
Yeah.
And
No,
good
this is
players
bad,
will
bro.
play it.
That's just bad.
I'm going to
No,
cut you guys off. Let's get to the promo secret rare.
All right.
The first
It's a promo
promo
secret
secret
rare,
rare.
bro.
Zap, you're muted.
You threw me off, man. What the heck's wrong with you? I was all hyped up to see.
I've been complaining about how for 8 minutes I've been trying to get one word in edgewise and I couldn't.
Because
We wouldn't let you have it anyway. So
Alright,
Zap, you want 10 minutes, 10
5
seconds?
seconds.
So yeah, go ahead.
Yes. In my experience, most of the SCRs, whenever they kill, they overkill, and you don't need to utilize the whole effect. So triple attack, double attack, triple strike is plenty for killing the game most of the time if they don't have any answers. Okay, thanks. Next.
that's like 11 seconds.
That was
Pusher.
not bad. That wasn't bad.
Did you count one apple, two apple, or?
One Mississippi.
Apple, it's Mississippi,
Mississippi, bro.
I apologize.
Mississippi, bro.
right.
Mississippi is standard for second.
You guys need to relax. We're going to the next topic. Okay. So, Shenron Secret Rare is the first promo Secret Rare. You're going to attend your store championships between August 1st, August 30th, and you enter the tournament, and you get a Secret Rare. Busted. I know. Let's talk about it. I'll recap the abilities real quick. It costs 1 yellow, 7 total energy. The cost of the card is reduced by 1 for every 1 cost card in your drop area, so it can go down to a 1 drop. So that's good to know. It's a 35k base, I think. 35k base.
35.
It gets 35. Yep, it gets minus 5k every single time it's attacked. It has blocker. Every single time you attack, you can activate blocker. It loses 5k, and then once you activate blocker, it restands itself like Frieza set 1.
And it can't be removed by skills.
And it cannot be removed from battle area by skills.
And it's got deflect.
Does it?
Yes.
It has deflect.
It has deflect.
Frisco's like, that changes my grade.
That changes everything. I'll go first.
Go ahead.
It gave me hope in life to play Baby again, because Baby was like the glassiest of cannons, right? So that means that my Graceful Charity combo, aka my 1-drop Baby and Mew, those are already 8 cards, becomes a 1-drop in Baby.
Oh. You'll take it.
Wait, hold on. I couldn't even follow that. So obviously you play the 2 1-drops, and you're going to discard 2 cards, and then you're going to combo those 2 cards away for your
Arrival.
He's saying he plays 4 copies of each card in his deck.
Of Grateful Charity.
Yeah.
Other 1-drops.
Yeah.
It's realistically going to cost 1.
It's gonna be 1. So I'm gonna try and kill you on turn 3, and if I don't kill you, good luck killing me. I play this for 1 and pass, and I'll kill you next turn.
Sounds like a decent play. Matt, do you want to talk about it?
I think if you're playing a strategy that's taking advantage of being hyper energy efficient by playing a lot of 1-drops as threats, as well as leaning into the 1-drop super combos, and you're playing yellow, I think the card is great if you already have a way to finish the game. The card is not going to finish a game for you. I mean, you can put a Champa behind it and be aggressive with it because you can get up to 45k plus comboing, which is kind of cool. So you can get like a 1 energy 35k and try and go for game with it, which people aren't really talking about the flexibility of that, but that is a thing that you can do in this game.
I don't want to swing.
I mean, just think of the turn structure of you already have a Vegeta Unison on board, and you minus.
You have already what? You win.
A Vegeta Unison on board.
Mm-hmm.
You minus 3 it. You swing with it twice. You swing with any other double strikers you have. Then you pay 1 for your Shenron. That's a 35k base. You swing with it. You put a further instruction Champa behind it. You combo. Like, I think the card is really flexible, but it definitely is like a build around card. Like, your deck should be going in a specific direction for you to want to play this card. Like, the Surge Crew deck I posted today wants this card. Like, because I'm playing like 29 zeros or 1s in the deck. Like, just a ton. Like, so in decks like that, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Don't play it in Shenron leader.
No,
because
you'll never finish the game.
Zap.
Sappy boo boo.
Yeah, I think Matt's summary was quality. I think the application of it is, you have a 1 or 2, like you play 1/2 drop 35k beat stick that kind of resembles Strength of Legends, which in our testing Strength of Legends playable card if you build your deck around it. But at the same token, it's strange to build your deck around a card that's more of a mid-game card. Like, most of the time the game's not ending because you played Shenron.
No.
Right.
And in my experience, the most competitive decks, when they take advantage of a card, like an SCR or something like that, you're usually building your deck around a win condition more so than a full engine. So if history repeats itself, then the card will be pretty cool and have some niche applications, but isn't going to work the format at all. If you do feel so compelled to play it in your theme-driven SYNS Shenron deck, there's one really cool interaction that the SYNS Shenron ball chain, I think it's a -1-star ball, you can play when you go from the 1-drop into the 4-drop. That can be from your deck or your hand. So if you have SYNS Shenron in your hand and you specifically have between 3 and 5 1-drops in your drop, you can pay 1 energy, discard the -1, play the SCR, which is kind of cool. It's worth keeping in mind, if you play a really based deck. But I'd rather just drop cells that out, burn your hand after paying 6 energy and play 87 energy.
Yep.
87 energy.
Pat, you want to chime in?
I mean, you guys basically hit on most of the things. Like, you guys know I really like defensive cards, and like it is like Frisco said, a better. It's just we jokingly call it my local set 1 full power Frieza, the Great Wall of China. This is basically the Greater Wall of China. It's just like a better version of that card, but it can't finish as well as that card. Oddly enough, it's just a good defensive card. I think the best thing about the card is that it gives it to everybody. Anybody who goes to these events is going to get this card, because like watching Android's video, shout outs to him the other day, he said like, you know, he's a pretty like high profile player, like, you know, content creator. He's like, I've only ever pulled like 1 SCR ever, and then it got into this conversation of people who have pulled SCRs like not had to actually buy them, or like how many people actually have, and like a lot of players only have like between 0 and 2 secret rares, like a lot of them. So like to get a free secret rare for like a casual player, or like, you know, somebody who's not super invested, like 5 of us are, that's an awesome thing. So I'm really happy that Bandai did that. So I just want to take a second to acknowledge that.
Yeah, it's a really good way to incentivize locals and casual play, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Very good. Yeah, there's not much more I want to add to the card. We'll go to the next topic. Just one thing I want to emphasize: it doesn't have to be battle card. That's 1 cost. It could be even extra cards. So even like blue decks that, you know, use D-Magics and stuff like that.
My yellow Frieza prison deck, bro. No, I'm just kidding.
Exactly. So just kind of keep it in mind that it can have somewhat of applications with
Like
some
I
type
said,
of blue yellow deck. Just FYI. Okay, next topic. We're done with secret rares. Forget about it.
Oh, by the way, for anyone curious, all the things for today's conversation were brought to you by our Thicky Thick Boys, the $25 tier of the Patreon, in which, by investing into, you get access to the Facebook group chat that consists of all of the theory crafting that we do for every archetype, everything that doesn't make it into a video, every step of the process, and that's something you're part of. There will be openings again for that this month. Keep your eyes on the Patreon for that.
There's also memes.
No, I apologize for snapping at you.
It could be a 1 cost.
So the first question that came from our chat group was in regards to Veggie X. Last week we kind of gave a quick yes/no answer. If Veggie X was a problem, we all just snap said yes, and that kind of ended with like 5 seconds. We kind of chatted about it, but now we'll give it a little bit more light, a little bit more fuel to the fire, and we'll talk about it. How do you think Veggie X should change without actually just putting the starter deck in a dumpster fire? Patrick.
I'm gonna start with the obvious one, right? The one that everyone's gonna say. You just ban all the Universe 3 cards, because free energy or free battle cards is a problem.
Nobody cares about it.
It's been a design issue in this game since the beginning. Free equals bad. You gave us between, what is it, 3 and 5 battle cards that are free. Just get rid of free. Start there.
Can you emphasize that 3 more times, please?
Free, and free. Okay, no more comments.
Free is bad. Free is bad.
So I do agree. I think Universe 3 cards are probably the pinnacle of what is probably wrong with the deck as a whole. Do you think that the Trunks into going to Splintering Mind for 1, well, I guess 2 energy in this case, it would be something to be looked at?
I mean, are you talking about getting rid of this card that I show on every Corona cast? Yeah.
Whatever that card name is.
Yeah, this card probably should go as well. Like it just feels like an unintended interaction.
So I think there's 3 cards in that engine, right? So you either hit the Overwhelm Trunks, the common from set 10, that goes into that Vegeta the reinforcements. You hit the reinforcements because it plays Splintering Mind, or you hit Splintering Mind because it forces the Self-Awaken. Right? That pretty much be it.
Yeah. You're right.
Because I think we all agree that the issue isn't with the mid-range version. It's more so with the aggro version, and if there is an issue with the mid-range, is that you can't prepare for both simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a good summary?
Yes.
Yeah,
I would agree.
That's correct. Because like there are decks that can go long against Veggie X and do just fine against them.
So to recap, you want to throw a little bit of hitch in one of those pieces of the chain. You don't care which one. Just do it.
I'm a little bit hesitant to say that just
Johnny Rocks,
because
do it.
we fall on the same spot as the swap guy for
Gota?
going to the Goku Path of Greatness. But we fall in the same place, right? It's a power booster. It's an all power booster. So
It's actually it came out in the same thing as Path of Greatness.
Exactly. So but it's the same thing. Like so we fall in that spot where Path of Greatness was the thing, and you couldn't kill it because it was a power booster. So I don't know. Only because of that sole reason. But
but here's the thing though. This power booster, like this card's, this is actually the second printing of this card. This is actually the second
the foil one.
version. Yeah, like it was mass distributed like for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. You could just sign up for any of these events and just get one.
So the least impact on the game as a whole would just be get rid of the common. Just call it a day because it's a common. Other ones, a box topper. It's gonna feel bad for people that buy boxes of set 5. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. And then one's a power booster that's promo. That's whatever. So just get rid of the common and just whatever.
And yours 3.
Yeah, Matt, do you want to add anything?
I think you just start with the. I think the safest, right? Let's say Bandai want to take the safest approach, and the safest approach means coming from like the player's perspective when it comes to their investment in their cards. So, I think the safest.
You got a bit of it. It cut off a little bit.
Okay,
dark.
So I'm talking about the safest pick that protects the players, like the value of the players' cards. I think you just hit Nagrishi and Viara. I think you just hit those 2 to start, and then you go from there. Because I think if you get rid of those 2 cards, the deck looks drastically different, and I think Splintering Mind gets a lot worse when you're not swapping it into a Viara, and you don't have the material to go into a Viara. So I would tread carefully, because you just don't want to do this thing in this time period where you're like, we're gonna make these cards. Promos are gonna shoot up to $40 a piece for Reluctant Reinforcements. Everyone's gonna go buy them, and then now you're just gonna ban the use of that card right away. Feels really bad. And then if you were to ban Amilaza as a super rare, knowing what we know about Series 10 testing right now, how many super rares from Series 10 are even playable?
Right.
You mean from Draftbox 5?
I'm sorry. So from Draftbox 5, how many super rares from Draftbox 5 are even playable right now?
Just 2 drop
Bergamo, Obuni.
Out of 24, there's probably like
both
4.
Both rebrands. Kakunsa is
it's there.
It's not a 4X. It's like
French.
a 1-2.
Deadly Vanguard's not playable. Like
Deadly Vanguard is definitely not playable. Kaioken Goku is playable.
Kaioken.
That feels extremely bad now.
Yeah,
feels bad, bro.
I think that the value of Dropbox 5 is already diminished so much with the printing of Series 10 that I think hitting Anilaza on top of it is just another feels bad, because it's just like, okay, we're gonna hit another super rare from the set, which can't even come out until like turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
Which unless you really want to go to Overwhelm.
So your full list of playable super rares in Draftbox is Basil, Fatal Rampage, Bergamo, Ferocious Roar. I'd argue Hit Deadly Vanguard is not playable. Second page, Analyzer. Cocoons is playable. Koei Takuchi is playable.
Koei.
Guy.
Sky.
Is playable. Obuna is playable. Protector of the People is playable. Ribrianne is playable.
Giant Ball is playable.
Sun Goku Strength of Legends is fringe playable. Concentrated Destruction is playable.
Okay, now
Did you
which
get
ones
the
are playable
negate?
in tier 1?
You got Protector of the People, yeah.
Yeah, so did you get like Giant Ball?
Yeah,
Or
Like,
9, 10.
but like but how many of those are like top tier?
That's what I'm saying. That's where it's going. Like
going
from
to
those.
play these
So
cards.
I would say about
And those, what do you put
40
them
to
in tier 1?
45% of the cards are playable. Probably about 20 or 25% of the super rares are competitive.
Going to be in a tier 1 deck. Yeah.
Correct. And so, like, if we were just predict the future a year from now, with the way that design is currently going, how many of those cards? You know, I don't want to like ban.
Probably one.
Yeah.
For sure, Bergamo. Bergamo will be playable. Ribrianne will be playable.
Yeah,
Because it is
Those are the two that are the safest bets.
Yeah,
Are-
hitting a super rare from Dropbox
Protector-
5 just feels so
Actually, no,
negative.
Protector of the People isn't even safe, man, because then they gave us, what was it, Dormant Potential? We keep getting cards like that. Like, Protector
Exactly.
might not even be as...
And that card's already situational.
I'm just waiting for them to just get to a point where, like, they introduce a keyword called Super Negates. You can only play 4 of them in a deck, but there's 0 cost.
Yeah, I mean,
And they draw you a card for 4 left side.
you play Protector of the People, you know, negate and then -1 yourself, and then the opposing player just draws cards and passes. It's the topo effect. It's just like, okay, well, I'm just gonna do this again next turn, so you have to have it next turn too. So it's just like,
You better kill me.
yeah. So I would say that if you want to like the best public perception, I would just hit Nagrishi and Viara, and then I would see.
They're
what
rares.
happens. I would
Yeah.
just see.
Rare
What
and
happens.
uncommon.
Well, Nagrishi's just an uncommon. Like,
So I'm saying they
Yeah.
uncommon and a rare.
yeah.
Get rid of
and
it.
then I would
You know what? And
just,
get rid of Pepperoni too, because forget about him.
sure.
And let's be honest, nobody cared in the Tournament of Power. Nobody cared about
and all that. I think
Nobody
Forget about
you
him.
just go from there and then see what happens.
We're basically a filler episode. So.
Yeah, it was. Excellent. Kind of
Cool. I'm glad we all got our fix in with Veggie X.
easy, man.
Let's go, baby.
You gotta
Next
fix
topic.
all the fixes in the world.
We're
Got 'em.
moving. We're rolling, and we're moving. Next topic. We're going to talk about the new competitive team that was just announced today. Our chat asked us about it, and we wanted to be forefront on the information and talk about it. Crossworlds TCG has came out with their new competitive team as kind of a phoenix that kind of blossomed over the Shenron's Layers team. We were once a part of that Shenron's team, so that's kind of the conversation came up, and we wanted to chat about it. Who wants to talk about it?
I'll talk about it.
Yeah. go
So, it's there. I mean, we were in a team with them at one point, so
Mhm.
it's glad to see that they're getting back together. Also, because after the Shenron Slayer stuff with the brand, I didn't know what the future of the team was going to be.
Right.
So no, I'm happy that they got their stuff together and they're getting back to it. They're also getting testing together, all that stuff. So the more content for DBS is better for the games, better for everybody. So yeah, it's awesome.
Perfect. Matt, you want
That's-
to talk about it?
Short to the point.
There's a lot of good people that I have good relationship with that are still on the team in Shenron's Layer 2.0, the Crossworld TCG team. It's really exciting for Joey to have a team of like-minded individuals around him and help him support him in his content creation, because I know that that's been super helpful for me in the success of 3 Issue Productions. I can say that being a part of that team before, I have mixed feelings about how it's going to move forward. Just, of course, my own reservations just due to my own previous experiences. But I wish them all the best of luck, and I would like to formally announce that we are starting a team called Malicious Machinations. Broken.
We're gonna get the tier list of the best
Time
names later.
professionally.
But no, for real though, best of luck, and like I repeat what Jose said about more content for the game, more competitive.
You cut off a
teams.
little bit.
Oh, I just want to reiterate what Jose said. more content for the game, more exposure for the game. I think they're good representatives of the game itself, so it's exciting.
That's when the water rises, all the boats go afloat. So
Yeah,
Sure.
for those of you that don't know who's on it, Marcus Cantarsi, he frequently comes up in the best player in the game conversation. He has had multiple wins, top cut successes. Russell Stelzer is in the conversation for the most player in the game. He's consistently won. I know one of his prides that he's won, or he's topped an event with a leader in every color. I think he prides himself a lot on his diversity. And then
a huge streak of making top cut.
yeah, oh,
Yeah,
The longest
super
in the
humble guy.
game, for sure.
super nice guy. Super nice guy.
yeah, and yeah, I know when we were there, he contributed excessively to the theory crafting. So appreciate that. Tim and Andy are local homies. They play test a lot. They go really deep. If you get on the Shenron's website, you can read their write-up from nationals. Tim, if you don't know, is one of the 3 people that have topped both nationals. So go with them. Josh is a pretty cool guy. A little quiet, but nothing wrong with him. Caleb's a sweetheart. You all love Caleb. He's the boy. That makes up the West Coast. And then on the East Coast, you have Joey Palladino, again, one of the most successful content creators in the game. D-Swole, and I think he graduated in May. I haven't checked on him.
Yeah, he finished
nice.
psychology, I think it is.
Yeah,
Major
yeah,
psychology.
nice.
Yeah. His best friend, Danny Wynn. Danny Wynn has made a bunch of content for us as well. He's a smart boy. Love him. And then Trey Faircloth. He almost topped state or nationals 2019, topped in 2018. He has this amazing ability of being so cold to a format, being so cold to the surroundings and the metagame.
And he comes in and tops everything.
I think I'm just going to take these cards. I really like these cards. And he's like, let's put them on the table. And then
That's 100% Trey.
Literally.
We had all the data. We had all the data in the world in 2018, and he was just like, "I'm just gonna play this 50 card deck, see how it does."
Hey, no, but
Great.
there's only one key. There's only one ingredient that he always it has to be Sensubin. A Sensubin
Oh
deck.
yeah, it's just Sensubin.
It's a Sensubin deck, or I'm not
It's
playing.
broken.
The moment if they ban Sensubin, we lose Trey forever.
Yeah, it's 100%. You'll lose me too. So
Patrick, or were you done, Zep?
I think I had everybody. If I didn't say Jamal, Jamal's the homie.
Jamal's another one, man. He's a natural. He just goes.
he's
and
another.
plays
He's
and
another.
gets
Yeah.
Gotta go fast.
Yeah. No. Like.
Gotta go fast.
If you know, yeah.
Take the wheel.
Yeah, no, like, you know, I'm happy for them and the success and the new team. Obviously, like, those guys are like my bros. Like, obviously, like, this is like my family here, but also like those guys are also like my family because like I spent a long time with those guys, and I know them really well. I know that, you know, Marcus and Joey are basically gonna have success. I think pretty much no matter what they're doing in this game. They're just, you know, they're just too on point. Work ethic's just like crazy for those guys. Obviously, you know. I got a special connection with Tim. We're back-to-back boys. You know, most consistent players in the game, I think is what he said. Obviously, I'm part of that club of one of 3 people, along with Tim, and then obviously Brian Samuel for
Suboptimal.
the back-to-back match. Suboptimal.
That's his work. Yeah.
Obviously, you know, Andy and Josh are great as well. Obviously, we love Caleb as well. Obviously, you guys heard me gush about Trey. Like, Trey's just. He's just a natural, like, despite the fact that, like,
It's a natural.
sometimes he looks like sometimes it just seems like Trey has no idea what he's talking about, and then you look at his record and his numbers, and you're just like, okay, yeah, he knows a bit. Obviously, Jamal's the homie. Got to play some Naruto with him again next time I see him from way back then. And then finally, Danny Wynn is dead to me because he said Turtles in Time was not a good game, so.
And
What?
He said,
Okay,
what?
I think he's gonna have. I think he's gonna have to die to me for me too. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can we take 1 second and can we pour one out for Chris Welch and Amir Ibushi?
Oh right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. The name
Yeah, but it's fine, dude. I got them on lock. We're mobile game boys now, bro. Like I said in the previous cast, me and Chris Welch, he got that.
The original class. The original class of Shenron's Lair.
Yeah, no, we got. It's fine, dude.
Only
Like
fathers.
me, Amir, and Welchie spend way too much time together theory crafting things that don't matter, specifically dumb games that we play on our phone. So
Yeah.
And that
those boys are doing fine. Trust me.
and that
They're
brings
enjoying
us
their
to
life.
this week's
I
tier
think
list
they're
challenge
free.
featuring Pat O'Neill.
Oh, you stepped
Okay.
away. We did the tier list challenge already.
No, I want to
Yeah,
hear
we did
Zaps.
it.
Let's go. I want to hear Zaps. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's challenge.
Pat, you are in a post-world apocalypse.
So
Mirroring,
2020,
yeah,
October 2020.
mirroring the storyline of The Last of Us.
Correct.
What is the tier list of the one partner that you have with you from Team Crossworlds TCG to try to get through post-apocalypse?
What is going on?
Groups in the
all
ad.
right. Okay, so that's weird. We go a lot of different ways here. Like, the first thing that jumps out at me is probably Marcus. Like, I feel like Marcus really might be the most, like, one of the most reliable. It's like, it's weird. Like, I don't know how to like. There's just something that my name just gravitates towards Marcus. I think if it was me and Marcus, we'd get shit done.
I don't know, man.
really-
I think he might sell you out, bro.
Oh no! Don't say it.
Hey.
Don't say, like, I said that's the name that popped out at me. But yeah, like Marcus.
Just
I feel
kidding,
like-
just kidding.
I feel like Marcus, Russell, and Jamal jump out to me as like the top tier picks. Like those are the ones I think that I'll have the best chance of survival with. Danny is definitely low tier. Danny is 100% low tier. I feel like I don't know. The rest feel all kind of mid tier.
I
I,
don't
feel like
know,
Joey
man.
might be high. I feel like Joey might be high tier.
I think
Joey and Trey feel like high tier.
Trey and Jamal are top tier because of what you said of how they can just figure it out.
That
Yeah,
is true.
they're
I
drivers.
forgot.
Like,
Trey and
Trey and
we have
Wall to me
we
are
have to
top.
Trey up to the top
Pilots,
tier as
man.
well.
They're freaking.
All right,
they're-
Russell gets booted down. All right, so
they're-
Trey,
they're
Jamal,
Tom
Marcus
Cruise
are top
on
tier.
Top Gun, bro.
Okay,
Trey,
also,
Trey, Jamal, and Marcus are top tier.
think about the
Russell and Joey
reserves.
are-
Think about the fast food reserves that Trey Faircloth probably has in his house.
Oh, the Bojangles, bro. Oh man. Yeah, no. So there you go. That's my top three. If you wanted me to differentiate, we'll put Jamal first, then Trey, then Marcus. We'll go like that.
Beautiful.
Awesome.
Perfect.
I agree.
Yeah, good luck to the boys. It was great being on the team together. I'm excited to see your guys' jerseys. I'm excited to unveil
We're
our
gonna wreck you
jerseys
in the table.
in the
We're gonna wreck you
future
in the
as
table.
well.
See you at the table. See you
Spoiler,
at the
you guys are
table.
going to see something in the future. And who is that sponsored by? Matthew, go ahead.
What's that hat that
Our
you have?
jerseys-
What
I
is
feel
that?
like
What is that? What is that?
Who's our
What is
jersey
that?
sponsored
Oh,
by?
Okay.
Alec
What is that?
Pastrana.
What is that?
Beard
What is that?
collectibles. Bosh, best shop on the planet.
Thank you.
Alex Pastrana.
But yeah, good luck to the boys. I hope for the best for you guys.
Alec Pastrami.
Alex Pastrana.
Like pastrami, dude. I'm hungry now.
And last topic, we're gonna go with our top deck, or the top deck that you should be looking at for the Series 10 format for the store championships coming up in August. Just to
Block
recap
constructed.
on the rules, it's only going to be Series 10 cards, and then it could be starter deck exclusives, and it could be promos from that
Yeah, so
block
it's,
or that series. I guess I don't know what number that is.
yeah, it's
Probably
basically starter exclusives from Veggie X, Green Frieza, Blue Vegito decks, Tournament Pack 10 cards, only cards in Series 10 boosters. Nothing
Yep.
else is playable. Oh, and then Soul
Yeah.
Striker and Goku Block. Everything else, not playable.
So for my top deck that I would lean to like try to use first is probably Shenron, because it has a lot of the cards. It's probably not gonna end the game, but you're not gonna lose. You know what I mean? So you gotta go that route. I think that deck has the most cards. I don't think it's gonna be that powerful, but or you gotta go something aggro.
Bro, my pick is already locked in. Like,
Go ahead. What's
I
your
know,
pick?
I know what I'm picking too.
Mono red peel off.
Okay.
100%. You get Bardock the Resolute. You get busted unisons. You get a aggressive strategy that comes out the gate like this, and no one can deal with it. It has probably the best free negate in Wolfgang Fist. Like
I don't know. I like how Wolfgang is like the thing now.
it's Wolfgang, bro. It's not
Yeah,
Wolfgang,
you
bro. It's
saw
Wolfgang.
on TCG Player, right?
Yeah.
TCG Player, they listed it as Wolfgang Fist.
It is Wolfgang Fist, bro. But mono red peel off, I think, is like top tier in like block format. Like, and
I
that
want
feels
to live
amazing.
in that world. That seems like a fun world to live
It
in.
does.
I know that's my pick. I'm playing
Bandai,
mono red.
do rotation. Like the game gets so much better.
We'll leave that as the last question. But Pat, do you want to go with red peel off too? Or do you
no,
wanna...
I'm also on red peel off for many reasons you said. It's blazingly fast. It has good mid game options, good control options, and then like even like the Vegito unison is absurd in the late game as well. So it has like literally everything. It has burn damage. You're like, oh, but since Shenron, how's it gonna die? Well, you got 8 Goku, bro. It burns you. He's got built-in burn, so it's like the deck has like just tons of angles. The one thing I will say, you know, I'm not gonna talk about whether or not it should have block or not, but
yeah, we'll talk about that.
if you guys like, okay, we'll come back.
I'll add a topic for us, Jose.
I haven't thought about it, to be honest.
Okay.
My first thought was Vegito. I like trying to kill you with the unisons kind of thing.
Yeah.
Even though you have no negates and no sense beam.
Yeah. Sure. I like Vegito. Yeah, like I said, I haven't thought about it, but it's like with a card, I'll play Vegito.
Good, man.
Yeah. Zap, what do you think?
My top 2 were Red Pilaf and Veggie X. Or Shenron. Veggie X and Yamcha are probably in the
Yep.
General rule of thumb, if Pat ever says anything about a custom format, you assume he's right unconditionally and proof otherwise. So is Red Pilaf.
Oh, wow.
100%.
I don't know if I should. Is that like praise? I'm not sure.
It sounded like a compliment.
It sounds like I'm so used to not being complimented or praised, so it's weird when somebody says that I'm right.
Pat, your mind is tailored custom formats in a way that I don't understand how fast you.
Because I mean custom move Palutena in Smash 4.
Yes,
There you go.
I've never met a card game player in 15 years that has the skill set for that specific talent as you. You're sick.
Oh man.
So I'll bring up the last controversial topic of block format / rotation, whatever phrase we want to use, and I think it kind of has the same end game or same end result of we would enjoy the card game more, but it probably have a lot more backlash from the community. So what do you guys think about it? What's your stance on it? Give me your good 20 to 30 second spiel on it, and then what you think it would do, and then we'll end it there.
I'll give you 5 seconds.
Okay, give it to me.
Cube. I want to
Cube is my favorite format.
To play things. I want to play things with repercussions and need to learn how to build a deck on the spot because I have limited choices. Like the most fun I've had in the longest time was when everybody came here. We play Cube.
Why do you think I like limited? Cube's my favorite format. For
I'm
that
done.
Reason.
Cube.
Matt, you wanna give us your take?
Yeah, so I think that doing a rotation would cause a lot of backlash because the
You got off.
majority.
You went robot road, yeah.
Sorry, buddy.
I would enjoy the game having rotation, but since the majority of our player base comes from a card game in which you don't have rotation, I understand everyone would want to set the game on fire if they announce one. But if Bandai gave me the choice of going to a tournament that was regular format or block format, I will play block format every single time because it's a new experience. You're not having to worry about degenerate cards or degenerate combos. Everything is fresh and it changes and the games feel different all of the time instead of just being about the same things over and over again, which is just how many free things can I jam into my deck and then play an unfair trading card game. Like, you want to get the game to feel as close to limited as possible because I think that is the format that offers the best experiences. And I think limiting your card pool, and frees up your design space, frees up your space for new strategies to be competitive, and then get your casuals back into the game. People, why play casual? If you're going to show up to your local, someone's going to play Veggie X against you, you're going to hate this game, you're going to quit tomorrow. It's just, it doesn't make any sense to put yourself at risk.
Mm-hmm.
Zap, your take.
In practice, Matt articulated it perfectly. People are terrified
of the perception of their set being worthless, that the purchases not having any value to it.
Cards
Though
are
in
already
actuality,
worthless.
they're already. And the fact of the matter is as the game goes on, you will have a barrier of entry which people already have due to speed of release, where deck building for a lot of people is a chore because they're not comfortable navigating 1,500 cards already. Imagine 3 years from now we have a card pool. It's such a task. It is nearly inevitable that you need to create it at some point. In the middle of a global is probably not the right time. But I think that it needs to be looked at from a when does this need to happen, and then planning in advance, because historically you make that announcement and you have to have some. So like in the last game that
You're going a little
You keep cutting out.
Sorry. So in the last game that I played at set 10, they had a rotation. They announced it at set 9 because of the announcement being in set 9. It affected sales pretty impactfully, and it's what led to the game's demise. So planning the timing for that, how to release product, to keep things in rotation, to keep things out, coming up with that system ahead of time. Those are all things that take a lot of time. But I don't think the conversation is should, and I think is when.
Patrick.
Okay. So you guys have probably heard me say a lot of things about design in any of the Patreon, like the videos, the like audio files I put up and things that I'm not going to sit here and talk to you guys about burden of knowledge or the fact that there's only been one game ever that has been successful that hasn't done rotation, and it's an anomaly. What I'm going to instead
He's just gonna quit, guys. We're done.
what I'm going to do is leave because you
Quit. You're just gonna quit.
But, okay.
It was
Yeah,
perfect.
so what okay, it was perfect. But now that you had a good laugh, what I'm saying is treat August, your shop championships, as a litmus test. If you enjoy the format, let Bandai know.
Yeah.
Like if you enjoy it, because they don't have to rotate. You could at least, if you make it heard that you enjoy the format, then maybe there might be a second format that is a block format constructed or whatever. That. You guys can vote with your voices and your wallets. Like that's how it works. If you guys say that this is a good thing and you enjoy it, let them know. I'm sure they'll do something about it.
The idea of continuing to live in a world where you have to buy $1,000 worth of cards to jump in and be competitive is just such a turn off. Like your player base can never expand when your startup cost is
Correct.
so ridiculously high. It's impossible.
I hate using I know people hate when I use the M word, the game that begins with the M. But right now, their eternal formats that are not rotating. The barrier to entry is so high because nobody can afford any of the cards because they were printed ages ago, and either they are legally not able to reprint them, or there just is not enough reprints out there or enough copies of the cards out there, and they can't get reprints out fast enough to meet the demand. Literally every non-standard format in that game is thousands of dollars, and that's the road that Dragon Ball is going to head to. Like Zap said, it's not a matter of if, it's when.
I think I take the same stance as you guys on it. I don't see any negative from my perspective, any negativity from it. I think it lowers the price point to get into the game. Imagine trying to recruit people to play the game. And you're like, oh, hey, this new set's coming out. You start fresh. I think that's the biggest thing that turns people on to going to new games, because they don't like that big player base that's already got all this knowledge on it, and you're just trying to jump right into it. It can kind of feel challenging. And when you say that, hey, we're going to start from this set on, it can give everybody on a level playing field.
You're saying that as somebody that owns a copy of a playset of every card in the game.
Yeah, I enjoy paying energy for my battle cards, so I don't really care. I have for me competitively, I need 4 of every card to build any deck at any time. However, I still would like that more just because I would be more fair games, and I feel like the game would be more in my control to win the game. It'll show more skill into it rather than me like, hey, I have Bergamos at Bardock's, I have money, I can buy these cards. Rather someone that has to like go to a lower price point and they can't build the deck that they want, and then they have to.
You can have every copy of card in the game, but they're all worthless if you have no one to play with.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was going to say,
clarify, Frisco,
Ohio people.
1 second, Pat. Sorry. So just to clarify, Frisco, even though a rotation would virtually set your binders on fire,
It's
you
fine.
think?
I don't. It doesn't bother me.
Okay.
I need to
I-
stress
I-
this again.
but first-
Let this sink in.
One point that I want to go to real quick. I think the way that they should do it, I don't think they should just get rid of one format and introduce another. They would just introduce another format.
Correct.
Like this doesn't hurt anything, right? You can make block formats to
Run parallel.
yeah. So like this format could be set 10 through set 12, and then that format will be done, and then it'll go from set 13 to 15 next time, right? And then just have those be the formats, and just that's how you promote the set, but while having this massive card pool for the other format.
Yeah, you just need to navigate that very carefully, because if you have a local with 8 people and now you have 2 formats and let's say you can't financially afford to play in both formats and you prefer one over the other, now you're splitting your local player base.
but now,
so you have to find how to navigate that.
yeah, but I mean, as your local player base expands, then now you have 2 locals per week.
You went robo mode a little bit at the end there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, if your local player base expands because more people want to play the game, you just have 2 locals per week.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like logistics, like the whole thing about splitting it, stores not being able to do it, but that's for another time. The thing that I really want to stress, because like Zap said, you're setting the binders on fire. Frisco and Jose are 2 people that own a playset of every card and all of the secret rares. I'm pretty sure they own like literally everything. Anything in your collection that you could want, they have it. Like, except for like I guess like the metal cards. And then like there's me. I have.
I'm not good enough.
Yeah, I have 2 of the metal cards. I also own every secret rare except for 1, and I own almost a playset of every competitive card that I would actually want to play. Like aside from yellow, I have a playset of basically everything. And like I would welcome a change with arms wide open.
Absolutely, because it's fun, and it's healthy for the game. So yeah,
And
why
it's
not?
fun.
And I want the game to be the best game. I know that's a long shot, but the best way for this game to be the best version of itself is getting more people to play the game. You have to grow. We're not gonna get to where the top 3 are by standing status quo.
You're just capped, like, because your player base. You might get some new people here or there, but everyone is just gonna be the same people that buy your sets over and over again. Like, you're never gonna grow your player base if. Like I said, if your barrier to entry is $1,000 worth of cards,
Exactly. And I wanted to say, like, for those of you that call yourself professional card players, this should be your mentality, right? Because if you want this game to become a profession, like Magic the Gathering, that you can make 5 to 6 figures playing Magic, you want the game to grow and spend and be like running for 25 years, 30 years, so you can actually make a career of it.
Like
As further like proof of like why like you need casual and new players. Like the video that we did this week, the budget deck was super well received because people felt like they could actually play the game because they could afford it.
And I think another thing as well is, like, if I had a choice of online client or new format to bring in new players, I would do the new format, bring in new players 100% of the time. Even if the online client got greenlit or whatever, I would just say no. I would rather have a new format because I know that would bring more players in than the online client probably would.
Mm-hmm. I think one other point is, so we're approaching this to, like Matt brought up the perception, like the percentage of cards in the draft box that are at the super rare level that are playable is lower than it was, 2 months after with Draft Box 4. What we're seeing is this crescendo of the more recent product that you're purchasing. It becomes less relevant more quickly. Topple that on top of the fact that, Draft Box seems like it's doing well because they're continuing to use it. My guess is, I've heard so many testimonials of casuals quitting because of the price point barriers created from the Draft Box.
Yep.
And what you're seeing is the competitive players, they're buying the case that they to get the stuff that they need because they know they can flip it.
So you're hitting your sales, but it's the same people buying, and you're losing so much attrition that you're not seeing.
Exactly.
But ultimately, you're seeing this crescendo where eventually, okay, only the last 3 sets are 90% of the cards that are relevant are in those 3 sets, and then we're going to hit 2 sets, and then you hit 1 set, and then this crescendo puts you in a situation where you have nowhere else to go.
You're spot on. Your method of selling cards, and this is proven by them, it's evidence. They just print more powerful cards the next set, and so you're just gonna when you're doing it every single set, as Zap was saying, like now it's only 2 sets difference between your cards that are relevant. Soon it's gonna be 1, like, and that is terrifying. It is terrifying that like you can go from like the expansions that we just got. The only one that's playable now is the yellow one because yellow's broken. Whereas like the red Vegeta leader unplayable. The Gotenks Unison is okay. Like, and already getting rumors of Dropbox 6, which has how many Unisons in it? Like
It's like over double digits.
Like,
Yeah.
just think about how many cards you're going to have now that are just going to be unplayable. You're going to have all your sweet SPRs or SRs from Series 10, and you're going to be like, wow, these are garbage. Like, I can't. Buying
again,
sealed product just makes me feel gross inside. Like, right now. Like, it makes me feel sick to try and buy sealed product right now.
Well, this was what I was saying before at the start of this whole thing. I didn't really want to dive too much into this, but we've already opened Pandora's
The
box.
rabbit hole.
We're there.
Well,
Pat.
yeah, we've already opened Pandora's box. But this is what I was saying before. Only one game ever has not had a rotation and been successful, and it's Anomaly, and that game has taken this concept we're talking about to its natural conclusion. You are buying sets for specifically only the high-end cards because they're only 3 or 4 cards per set is actually relevant, and every format is literally 1-turn kill versus 1-turn kill. You have to break a board and win, or you have to make it so your opponent can't play the game. That's literally it. Again, not gonna name the name, but you guys already know what it is. But that is how that game is played. You win instantaneously, or you make it so your opponent can't win the game, so you win instantaneously on the second turn. That is literally how every format has been for that game for years. That is the route that Dragon Ball Super is going.
I don't want to live in that world.
No, I don't either. Nobody does, because when games are compressed, it's about what's in your opening hand and not about your skill.
Go ahead, Jose.
Yeah.
No, I was just gonna say, plenty of time to go to the bathroom though.
I think this game has the potential to be a top 3 game. Like,
Yeah.
I think between
Amazing IP.
Yeah.
Amazing IP. The most renowned IP that it gets
Yeah.
called out in every single piece of media. Even in the NFL, when somebody like does a sick touchdown, it's like, oh, he went Super Saiyan. You know, like that's when you know. That when you're like when becoming a Super Saiyan is a pop culture reference. That's when you're like, holy crap, your IP is really strong.
Yeah. And the game played in its purest form feels so much better than other games. Like, it feels so like.
Could you
I
imagine
don't-
that one format with Unisons?
I don't play Magic anymore. Like, I love Magic to death, but I don't play it anymore because Dragon Ball just feels so much better to me. Like, overall, like all the things I can do on a given turn, all the decisions that are baked in on a given turn, like there's much more to it than there is Magic right now. And so it's like the game has so much potential, and I just hate to see the game come to this like conclusion all because you just limited the opportunity for people to play your game. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Again, you're gonna always make somebody upset. Like, you can't please everybody. So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's got to be sometime.
And that's why I'm kind of trying to give a call to the pro players, that because you are essentially the influencers of the community, and people follow you and you see big names and it's like, oh yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about because he wins games, right? Like, that's what I'm trying to call it. It's like, if you want to make this a professional career, help the game grow. And this is the way you grow the game. Let's allow people to have fun, create other formats so people can play the card. You don't know how many people want to play Yamcha. People want to play Raditz. People want to play set one Broly. I might still try to make it work.
Multiple formats is a huge deal. Like I said, if this block constructed goes well in August, if you guys enjoy the Store Championships, let Bandai know. Try to push for a second format if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
someday Matt and I will take either a video or Corona Cast to talk about our theory that Goku striving to be the best is the sole reason why we're having this conversation.
100%.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It is the card that ruined.
No. There are 3 things that ruin the game. One is trying to be the best. The other 2, which we won't get into in here, is Shugasha and EX Evolve is the other.
Well, yeah, no, EX Evolve was another one that I talked about.
Yes, yeah, we could literally sit here and talk to you guys about the theory for like 3 hours on why EX Evolve.
You're like, oh, I don't want to pay 6 for Evolve. But we'll EX that stuff.
It went from like paying 2 to paying 1 to just 0.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. I think this is a great way to segue to end the CoronaCast. This is a great video. We added a last topic. We gave a little bit of cherry, a little bit of salt on top of that. You know what I mean, fellas? So I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Decente. This is a great video, and I think this is our best. And I'm going to say that after every video, because after every video we do, it's always better and better and better and better. Okay, bye!
Pitu, yeah, chicken and can, and I call you mama.